Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show on this Wednesday, the 22nd of June, 2022. Thank you for tuning into the Delta Report. Uh, I'm going to tell you. Let me get the chart started to show you this. You got to see this. Drought-stricken Lake Mead is less than 150 feet from deadpool. The surface of Lake Mead, North America's largest artificial reservoir, now stands at 1044 feet above sea level and is dropping fast. If Lake Mead's water level falls another 149 feet, a dangerous level known as the deadpool could wreak havoc across the southwestern United States. Since the beginning of March, Lake Mead has dropped about 23 feet. Compared with the 5-year trend, the reservoir's water levels are now well below average, at the lowest point since the lake was filled nearly a century ago. A graph might not do it justice to visualize just how fast the water level has fallen. So here are 3 pictures of a sunken speedboat in the lake and corresponding date. Just May, the boat was partially submerged. Now there's no water. So there's in May. We see the boat was partially submerged, the speedboat. Why do people do that? That boat's made out of fiberglass, right? The people have been too much richness in this country, I mean, that boat's made out of fiberglass. Maybe it's got a little hole in it or something. Maybe it sunk because the engine was too heavy or whatever. And they've just left it down there to rot. Fiberglass doesn't rot. I mean, why couldn't they just haul that boat up and just patch the hole or repair it or a little bit, put a new bit of paint on it or something and have a nice boat? But anyway, there they go. They're just leaving it rot. But this shows you between May and June, now it's no water around it. Look, the water was back 40, 50 feet to the shore from where the boat was. And it looked like the boat was in about 6 feet of water. And by June, look, water's all gone. And now look, now it's completely dry by June 19th. By the 14th, look at the difference between the 14th. The water was still touching it. And by the 19th, the water's way receded, way out past it and gone. Absolutely amazing. But I don't like to waste things. I'd have myself a nice speedboat. I'd haul that thing up with a winch. Heck, put it up on shore, put it up on some blocks and fix the damage in it. And it's got a nice hull shape. Look at the hull shape and everything. It looks like it's really fast. Put an engine in that thing. Man, that thing would plane out. Probably go 80 miles an hour. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. It says if Lake Mead were to keep dropping, it could be a couple years until the danger zone at 985 feet is reached. I don't think it'd take a couple years. That's the point at which the water no longer passed through Hoover Dam to supply California, Arizona, and Mexico with electricity. And it says below 895 feet, the lake would be considered a dead pool. In other words, it's not capable of doing anything. I don't think it's going to take a couple more years when we look at the rate. This is dropping. There's May. The boat's like in 6 feet of water. There's June. It's in 3 inches of water. And now the water's receded out. It's probably water would have to come up 4 feet to reach it. So it looks like just between May and June, the water's probably dropped 10 feet or more. The seriousness is 40 million people are reliant upon this for their drinking water and for their electricity. I mean, picture if this continues to drop, okay? We're looking at, it could drop a lot faster. If I see it's dropped 10 feet, looks like it's dropped 10 feet or more in the past 3 months. If this, less than 3 months, drop 10 feet or more. If this continues to drop, and by next year, by just a year from now, they could be in that situation of not being able to produce power and not having water for all those millions of people. Then what do? So you got 40 million people, And they're like, we got nothing to drink and we got no power. Well, they're going to hightail it out of there. But can we handle a refugee crisis in our own country of 40 million people? On top of all the other problems we're having. You think COVID was a problem. COVID was only a problem because they made it a problem. They made much more out of it than it really was. This is a problem. I mean, COVID was worldwide was 6 million. That's roughly the size of it, as a problem. This would be 40 million right off the get-go. It's like almost 10 times bigger. Just alone. They're not even talking about this. But I mean, those people then, when they have to hightail it out of there, move someplace else, they're overcrowded the other places where they go to, and then it creates an even larger problem. Then it starts to go into the hundreds of millions of people that are affected by it. Meanwhile, what's happening with these food shortages and everything coming? What is that? Some sort of a little pyramid or something in the middle of the lake? Wouldn't surprise me any. They built pyramids all over the North America. It says, weather satellites have captured an absolutely stunning view of the lake's rapid shrinking in the last 2 years. Now look at these two pictures here. This is just over the last 2 years. They got a dam that's full and overflowing, and here it's all empty. Oh my goodness. Look at the difference between those two pictures. Amazing. It says Lake Mead and Lake Powell are the two largest reservoirs in the United States, which provide water to over 40 million Americans in Nevada, Arizona, and California. And they are all at their lowest levels ever. It says this will have unprecedented consequences. It says it will require drastic water restrictions never seen before. No. They're running out. So restrictions aren't going to work if you're out of water, if the tap runs dry. You can't say, okay, we're going to have a water restriction today. That's when you have water to restrict. No, when you don't have any water, the tap's dry, and you don't have to tell people the water's restricted. There is no water. What do they do then? Oh, then they want 40 million people? That's just too many people to bring bottled water to. It ain't going to work. Sorry. People can only go 48 hours without drinking. You die. 48 hours. That's how long you can go without water. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to my show. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the very next episode. Bye-bye.